Okay, we're going to look into my eyes. We see here clearly the nerves that make up the eye. See all that going on there? That's nerves. That's nerves in the eye. So all these nerves, if we look, that is consciousness looking into itself physically. This is where we start here. The eye. You see that even the eye is still physical. It's still something. It's still tangible. And it has these nerve endings that are so perfect in architecture, but so subtle and so fragile. The nerves in the eye, in the iris, that you look into someone's eyes like that, you see that organism's frequency. So you see their level of consciousness. You see the frequency of that thing, of that. Okay. So when we hear trust in God, not the world, or don't fall to the world, or understand that hell and the devil and all that is linked directly to the world and external reality. And we have as above, or as within, so without, as above, so below. We see that our true nature is the source. And it is what is on top of our true nature that creates an identity. So it is what is obstructing true nature. Really, it is how the purity of truth has been dipped into the world. How much it has been. So if you're in it, you're just like organism. It's just animal. Okay, this is because the animal is the program. Still, it's all the program. But we can see at an as above so below level in an animal that they're like a bot. We're like a bot too. Okay, we are still the same as the animal, but we can see the animal as in a more ignorant state of consciousness. So they're still very aware. They have their own thing going. Like they're like it's all perfect. So the source consciousness is what is how dipped into the world the consciousness is, and how much of a temple the body is for the pure consciousness. It's always a temple for pure consciousness. It is see what how it's dipped in, where the frequency is coming down into the world, and not staying with truth. This is the frequential scale of duality: is awareness and ignorance, is the truth and the illusion. Okay, so that's we look, and again, there's no free will. There's there's gonna be your certain things, and then you'll figure out it's perfect in the end. So, but since there's this video going on, we see that our this is insane. Okay, you understand your true nature in a lower nature, in a lower form. You see your true nature. So then you see the obstructions within the lower form. Then you All you need is awareness. That's it. Common sense takes over because the truth is the truth, and then there's the illusion. There's awareness and ignorance. So when you're doing something, we'll say like you're doing a desire or a vice, and you're just aware of it. It's better than just mindlessly doing it. We think of anything. Better than mindlessly doing it and just doing it to get the hit, doing it because I feel bad, doing it because I need to, blah, blah, blah. Doing it unconsciously. If you do it consciously and you know there's something there that's like, this is bad for me, this is lowering the frequential electromagnetic field of my being into ignorance, well, gee whiz, I better be aware of it. I'm just still there. I see him doing it. I see him doing it. I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm doing it. But there's this and that. I'm contradiction, but contradiction is necessary for experience. So therefore, I'm going to be aware of it and aware of it and aware of it while also trying my best because there's something going on here. Is there something going on here? There's no free will. No free will. So, you still do what is going on though. There's still something that's aware, that's its highest nature, and it's not because like, this is not, see, naturally it'll be because it's hurting you in some way. You eat a lot of food or eat bad food, you'll get a stomach ache, and that's how you'll figure it out. You'll get a stomach ache, you'll start to feel pain because there's there's ultimate chilling, and then there's a thorn that comes in that's necessary for experience that makes it get up. Okay, if this wouldn't exist if it was all just the truth. So the truth needs to create this. The truth needs to be this. So it's real. It'll come back. We see that going through this awareness process of existence in this, well, just existence, but we could say in third dimensional reality, we start to see how it plays out. Just you aligning with awareness creates the butterfly effect that like puts you on a high frequency and dissolves this. This is all you need is awareness. So you're doing it not because for like to do good, but not because the thorns in your side, but because the thorns in your side, because you see your true nature, and you understand there's understanding that in fact this can't give you anything. This is here for cool, fun playtime, but like, it's not going to give you anything that's in here. This is your source. So, okay, that your source. So like, this form is going to die anyway. There's no form, but there's this. This form is going to die. This form is going to die. What does that mean? It means what it means. There is going to be consciousness continuing outside of this realm, of this simulation. So you understand while you're in the simulation that it's a simulation. Not like, oh, it's a simulation, but like you see this is consciousness. This is consciousness simulating itself into this so that it can experience this. Look at my eyes again. Now, look at Gizmo's eyes. Look at this. Do you see this? Do you see this archetype? This animal. Yeah. Look at this. Oh, gizmo. See, you can see the eyes. You can see these are simply temples of consciousness. These are simply consciousness. It's all just consciousness. So, you come back to the source. You come back to the truth. What is that? What is the truth? What is the source? These are language with concept. The real truth is with the conceptual language, we could say subjective. I mean, everyone would understand it when they understand. When they get to that point, everyone will understand it as God. We could say it's self, but there is no self. There is only existence. We could say it's existence, but that would really just mean it's God. So we'll say God, because everyone likes the word God. So, I'm gonna go late. You wanna go back to done. See, they have mannerisms. You can see wagging her tail. I don't think she really likes this position. You can see how the waters express frequency in every way. How everything is within everything. How every motive is within every pitch. How every subtle frequency within an organism, but it's all frequency. So it's just a big mess of frequency. You can see every individual little bit of frequency in the form's expression, which the form is simply all that frequency. See? So, whether you recognize it or not, doesn't matter. The truth doesn't care what you think. It's there. It's all just frequency. It's all just consciousness. It's all just this simulation. The truth is light. The truth is light. Okay? I was like being meditative, putting my full faith in this light, which I know is truth. And I'm like, I look at my light, and it's over there. This isn't the one, but it's, I look at this light, I'm looking at the light, and I'm symbolizing the light of God, the truth, the light. And I'm like, let me see the light, or something like that. Like, let me look into the light or something. And you know what I did? I looked in there. Yeah. That's what it would be if it wasn't a fucking LED light that can grow plants. So, instead of a bulb, it was a LED light that is capable of growing plants. And I looked into the fucking divine light of God. I actually fucking looked into the motherfucking divine light of fucking God. So, and then I was like, oh! Okay, and then it burned into my fucking retinas. So, this is a simulation. This is not fucking real. Oh, it feels real, this and that. Yeah, of course. No. Okay, so yeah, this shit is a fucking simulation. That happened so that I can experience that, but it's on fucking wheels. It's on rails. You ever play Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions? No free open world, only missions. Best game ever made. One of the really good game. On rails. Think of any other fucking story on rails. So, what the fuck? An ignorant frequency might say, "Oh, that's stupid. Shouldn't have looked into that light." You fucking. Okay, why? Because they don't understand the place it came from. They don't understand that came from a place of true communion with the source. With source. See, it gets to a point where it starts to merge, and there's no more realizing. It's like there's the fucking mind, and then there's the truth. Okay, so there's everything that's going on in the world and all this illusion of separation, and then there's like, oh yeah, even all that's still the light. And there's something that knows that, something that knows that it's just that everything that's talking is nonsense, and it knows that everything else is nonsense. all at the same time. And it is all nonsense. Oh, but I can feel this, I can feel that. No shit. No fucking shit. No fucking shit. What am I? What do you think I'm gonna come on here and say this is simulation? It's not real? And then like be like, huh. Let me go fucking jump in a fire. Like, no. I would never do that. Don't do that. Why? Because there's the concept of the words that I've just said, and then there is the reality of experiencing that in third dimensional reality. With the nervous system, with the brain, with the eyeballs, that is a vessel for consciousness. And guess what? If you got little vessels of consciousness running around thinking that they're only their name, this is why this doesn't matter. It matters, it's there, you got like primal instincts, but it doesn't not matter. It is like, you see it for what it is. You see it, okay, this is the illusion. This is Maya. For real. Not like, oh, that's my, no, like, why, like you understand the whole picture at the same time, all at the same time at once. So, you don't try to be aware, you don't do it, no, you fucking realize the clown show going on in here and out there. Because everything that fucking going on in here came from out there. So it's a fucking clown show. It's like, oh, I got this, cause that. And then it's like, cause that, okay. And then I'm chilling. And then like everyone else is chilling once I'm chilling, cause it's frequency. And then you find someone who's not chilling. But like, you don't. Cause like, you just leave. And then, trust me, I have experience with being around low frequency when you literally need, like, you have no choice but to be in a low frequency, in proximity to a low frequency. This is all good to show you, to, like, if I'm saying this is a simulation, and I'm saying, oh yeah, it's real, then that must mean you need to understand how real it is to understand the simulation. You do. You need to understand how real it is to understand that it's a simulation, which means you need to go through inner turmoil, you need external turmoil, you need to go through fucking turmoil, and then you transcend the turmoil via awareness, because, again, ignorance and awareness. Okay, truth and illusion. So, to come full circle, we have to be like, oh, I'm born in this little thing, my name's Jerry, and then, oh no, oh man, now I got like some psychological damage now. It's like, oh, it doesn't fucking matter. Oh, now I got some, like, a chronic pain issue. Ooh, well, that's even fucking more crazy. Because it shows you, through psychologically, first example, will show you how other people work. And how all the conditioning that you have is just bullshit. And how it's all coming from bullshit. And how it is just pretty much just bullshit. It's just simulation. This is bullshit. Having a chronic pain issue will get you to fucking see through the fucking reality. Okay? That you can't get away from. Can you get the same way with the psychological issue? I don't have any chronic pain issues. So, sure. Yeah. You can still see. This inner turmoil is still there. You can see why it's there. It's just all there so that you can recognize it's like creating a diamond. If you have a chronic pain issue, you're going to have both. Especially because we're talking about this level of awareness here. You're going to have both the psychological pain, like psychological turmoil, and then a physical turmoil. That's ultra mode. That is ultra drastic mode. Okay? And your life is divine. Because with that level of awareness, okay, really, look at Yash Lynch, okay? So, pretty much, we see that this is consciousness. This is awareness. All of this is awareness. You shine awareness on an ignorant being, they're gonna like react to it. If you go like, because it's frequency. You're dulling into their frequency to be able to talk to them, or you're staying at your frequency and you get like a little spiky reaction from them because frequentially, because your frequency is steady up here and theirs is like static down there, because everything in the being is conditioned to be a certain way and to remember patterns, and it is particleized rather than going within waveform. The waves particleize. So when you're up here and you're just chilling and they're down here, right? That's frequency is gonna try and spike up because there's communication. There's some kind of there's proximity. So that frequency is, because ignorance and awareness, all frequency is positive and negative. So if a higher frequency is around a lower frequency, it's gonna spike up at the higher frequency. That's why anytime there's a higher frequency in vicinity of a lower frequency, no matter how it looks, because we don't look at the world, we look at God, no matter how it looks, you see, that always has a positive effect on the lower frequency. Okay? Maybe they go and do like a backflip and break their neck. Doesn't really matter. On the number line, the frequential scale of ignorance got a little hit. Just little tiny bit more aware. Okay? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it's about the number line. This is the whole number line. This is just number line. Positive, negative, ignorance, and awareness. So that frequency is going to try and spike up. Your frequency is chilling. Now, yours frequency, if it spikes back, that means it's probably going to spike back too. You're going to notice it. So whether it's subtle, there's every level of subtlety too. Could be subtle. Maybe you could literally jolt in real time. Okay, because it's like such a low frequency. It's not like it's like literal frequential imbalance in reality. Okay. So we are electromagnetic beings. Look at the palms. Look at the pores. Okay, this is an electromagnetic being. This is why you need to cater your frequency with good clothing. Linen, silk, cotton. Okay. Good clothing. Leather. So, no fucking polyester. So, this little spike, any frequency, is going to spike around another higher frequency or lower frequency. It's about being subtle and subtle and subtle and more subtle and more subtle and more subtle and more subtle, blah, 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 forever. For as long as forever. For whatever. Okay. Forever. For as long as there's a form. I don't know. So, it's about keeping a high frequency. The higher the frequency, the more distance between low frequency, which means you're going to just not be existing in low frequencies. You're just not. It's just not how it is going to be. It is just you frequency out. Literally. So it's chilling. Think like King Von being a gangbanger and all that, and he gets into the rich life. That's a fucking loose example, but we'll say, because he turned a fucking 180 and actually went cool bro mode. He's just rapping now, and he's like, now he's like fucking singing children's songs. Okay. So now he's not even gonna be thinking about Oblak. He left them all behind because he's singing children's songs now. He's like, if he's singing fucking children's songs, see how this fucking works. If he's singing fucking children's songs authentically, because it has to be authentic. You can't hide frequency. We're talking authentically. Okay. So authenticity is the highest frequency, the highest vibrating frequency. So Singing children's songs now. He's grown. He's transcended through awareness. He's transcended all this. Like, oh, that's bad because this and that. Oh, the source is light. Okay, so everything is love. So this, if I act out of love, then this is gonna be good. But there's also discernment. So so if I use it all, I can cater authentically high frequency. Okay, so he's reading fucking children's books, songs. Not even thinking about O-Block now. Disowned O-Block. Okay, not rapping anymore. Okay, wants to distance himself from his past. Okay, this is all because he's become authentically higher frequentially. Okay, in frequency. Okay, so we see how this works. That's it. See, this is the world. But you also see how real it is. You also see how it is. You know the truth of it. That's why you can see through it, because you're in it. Oh. Oh. See. So. Is there anything else? Awareness. Awareness be us. This is something I say to myself. Awareness be me. And it's authentic. It's just that brings just shuts down the prefrontal cortex involving identity and merges more more neurological pathways in my brain for growth and for awareness and presence. Similarly to a psychoactive or psychedelic substance. Should we make it? Should we make a video on that? Of course we should. But we'll touch on it secretly now. All those things do are amplify your entire spectrum of awareness and consciousness within your own form. So if your body mind is trying to reject a fucking trauma or something, it's going to force you to look at it and you might go batshit insane. That's why it's about set and setting. And then we can apply that to every other level of subtlety to be like, okay, so it's like that. And yes, it's like that. And if you use it in a high frequency, then it will shut down your prefrontal cortex. It always does. It always shuts down the identity and makes things look at things. Okay? There's no you, there's just brain. There's no brain, there's just consciousness. So that's all they do. They allow for more awareness, presence, stillness, and consciousness. If you're in a lower frequency, they conflict with the lower frequency. Okay. Maybe if maybe if it's if it's an authentic frequency, if you got nothing to hide, or if you're in an authentic frequency, you're fine. Maybe it's like, oh, I gotta worry about this or something. Maybe that'll just show you that it's not that big of a deal. But if your body, if the organism itself, the cells and the DNA and the being is trying to fight a trauma, because all experience is recorded within the cells and the DNA in the nervous system. So it forces growth. Psychedelic psychoactive substances force growth. We have the high, everything's fucking like this duality. Okay? Have the high frequency substances, psychedelics, THC, lysergic acid, diethyltryptamine, dimethyltryptamine, psilocybin, THC, and then you have pretty much everything else. Then you have alcohol in any form, methamphetamine in any form, an opioid in any form, and that's about it, because that pretty much hits everything. Because opioid, methamphetamine, there can be anything from heroin to fentanyl to saw, I don't know if this was AI, but I saw a fake commercial about a toy. It was some homeless guy, Fentanyl Frank or something. He came with the shopping cart and a box of fucking Suboxone. And as the tag was like, he said he's gonna quit, but we all know how that goes. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this fucking clown fucking show of fucking Zionism and fucking what? It doesn't matter. What matters is consciousness, seeing through it all. It's like, okay, I see through it all. There's nothing to fucking worry about. I mean, there's nothing like. I don't need to fucking prove there's nothing to worry about. There's fucking nothing to worry about. So that's why Palestinians are so fucking religious. That's why their faith is so strong. The Palestinians are actually the birthplace of fucking Jesus. Palestinians, Jesus was Palestinian. No. Jesus was Palestinian. Jesus was Palestinian. We see even now at what they're going through, their faith is so strong. Why? Because when shit gets real, you get to see through reality. Real shit. That's it. It's like, okay. Nah. And then the understanding that is all that is existence. You can symbolize it and be like, it's saying, oh yeah, but no, it's just your own fucking understanding, your highest understanding. Truth. Beyond concepts. Incomprehensible. So, well, you can see the spectrum of your, there's some concept going on that I'm talking to some audience. See, no. You see, there's something going on. We can play with that. See that it is not the fucking truth. It is the illusion. It is Maya. Okay. Maya. So, this is a little. We're gonna open some little dormant knowledge, or give you a little karma. We'll post this on YouTube here. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Live in love. Why? Because it's not about, oh, you should live in love because love is good. It's because it's fucking source. It's all about just being like, okay, common sense. Where's common sense come from? It's like, okay, this is my source. Let's be in accordance to the source. It's not about, oh, I should be, that's a concept of an ignorant frequency. It is, this is my source. Let me align frequentially with my source, and that appears to be love. That appears to be aligning frequentially with my source, because now we have an idea of what that is, because there's concepts and language, but truth, it goes beyond all of this. So, have a beautiful day. I love you. I just really want to look at 444 right there. Okay, there we go. You know, so you gotta be honest. You gotta get like this. There's nothing hiding. There's nothing that can hide in here. There's only what it is. So let it out. Work through awareness, through having awareness in it. Have awareness in it, and it'll dissolve. Any ignorance will dissolve in awareness. Any darkness, oh, look at this, cool, check this out, wow. Any darkness will dissolve within the light. So, have a beautiful day. I love you. Simply because I love myself, truthfully. It's simply because there is only love. Simply because the source is existence. So, these words do not matter. They are pointing to truth of being. They are pointing to an authentic, to authenticity. It is authenticity and fear, awareness and ignorance, positive and negative, 0 and 1. 0 is whole. 0 condenses itself into 1. 0 never becomes not 0. And then we could say light and dark. If I already said light and dark, though, I didn't. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Breathe deep through the diaphragm. Consciousness.